When you ask someone what they know about the Maldives, most will describe the glittering aqua blue waters surrounding picture-perfect resorts on private islands. It is a dream holiday and honeymoon destination that boasts luxury accommodation, colourful coral reefs to discover, and swimming with some of the most magnificent creatures of the deep such as dolphins, whale sharks and manta rays. But unfortunately, this cluster of islands located off the coast of India is not as flawless as it seems. Through the New Colombo Plan scholarship provided by the Australian government, I, along with a group of Flinders University students from South Australia, travelled all the way to the small local island of Naifaru located in the Leviani Atoll. It was here that we stayed for 2 weeks, volunteering with an organisation called Atoll Volunteers, who taught us about the harsh realities that Maldivians face due to the climate change and how plastic pollution is threatening their marine and terrestrial wildlife. When we weren't exploring the island and its hidden treasures, our days were spent working in their Marine Conservation Centre, the place sea turtles are brought when they are injured. This is mostly caused by ghost nets from fishermen, egg poaching, plastics from the local and distant polluted oceans, and the locals taking them from the wild as pets. Unfortunately, the locals' perspective on the importance of conserving their wildlife is poor, but the volunteers are also seeking to change that by raising awareness. Without a significant change of heart to stop their maltreatment and pollution, their affected turtle numbers will only continue to rise, and with around 50 turtles currently in their care, the centre is at full capacity. The centre is made up of multiple tanks of varying size, with turtles from a few days old up to 25 years old, the main species being olive ridleys, leatherbacks, green sea turtles, loggerheads and hawksbill. These species are also endangered, making their hard work to rehabilitate them even more urgent. The funnest part of the job was definitely getting to know their unique personalities and playful behaviour as we worked in the centre every day. So let me tell you more about what they do. The process can be a long journey consisting of a strenuous daily agenda run by the volunteer marine biologist, who usually stays with Atoll Volunteers for a 1-year placement. The day starts off with breakfast at 8 AM with no time to waste as the hard work starts at 9. The daily meal is measured up first, where each turtle has a specific amount according to their weight. The usual diet consists of meat, tuna, veggies, and seagrass, which is collected fresh each day from the nearby beach. Every few days, the volunteers also go crab catching to give the older turtles a special snack and help them practice catching live prey. One of the biggest issues they face is being too buoyant from stress, so the volunteers help them practice diving so that they can catch their prey. We then move all the turtles into individual trays so that the volunteers can empty their tank water. Sometimes the pump is faulty and so they must remove it themselves 1 bucket at a time. Then after a quick wash down, the water is replaced. This must be repeated every day to ensure the turtles are in a clean environment. On a weekly basis, they also do a thorough clean of everything with disinfectant, so the rocks, trays and tanks are all scrubbed down to avoid algae buildup. They also measure the turtles and weigh them weekly to monitor their growth, making sure that they are getting stronger and healthier so that they can be released into the ocean. Any turtles needing medical care are then attended to. For example, Nikki here is having iodine applied to her shell to help it heal. Other general care can include injecting fluids if they are dehydrated and applying cream to help with wounds. Unfortunately, not all turtles will have the chance to be released into the wild, such as Donatello here, who has a unique shell shape most likely from egg poaching when he was a baby. However, with the help of these determined volunteers, every turtle is given a chance to thrive no matter the cost. Watching the volunteer coordinators hard work each day to keep the conservation centre running and raising awareness about the issues that harm these turtles was truly touching, as it is not an easy job.
The hardest part of the job It's difficult to say. I think being remote is quite difficult because trying to get things that you need is quite tough. And also because you're very remote, the things that come here are a bit more expensive. So it's often, you get the cheap stuff so it's a normal price. And so like buying things like scales are quite difficult because they break really easily because they're the only affordable ones they can get in, things like that. So like getting equipment and stuff that you need is very difficult. Especially as a lot of things are in Malé, which is like a 3-hour boat ride. Another thing that's quite difficult is kind of sometimes when you speak to locals and they just casually say how they eat turtles and stuff. And it's kind of a bit, not demoralising, but kind of slows your momentum down a bit. But then you kind of got to realise how many people that have changed their minds and stuff as well. Yeah. So there's I suppose a few hurdles to overcome.
Yeah. However, despite the issues they face and the hard work it takes to keep the Marine Centre running, it all becomes worth it when you see these turtles trying their hardest to get strong enough to be released. We were fortunate enough to be there when Nikki, the olive ridley, was ready to return to the wild. It was such a special moment to see all that hard work pay off, and I honestly could not be more grateful to be there and have contributed to this special cause. My time with Atoll Volunteers was honestly one of the best experiences I've ever had the pleasure of doing. If you're passionate about conservation, marine wildlife, or just helping a special cause while travelling to this amazing place, I would definitely recommend this experience with Atoll Volunteers. If you don't wish to volunteer but are planning on visiting the Maldives, you can always request to visit the Marine Centre and make a donation. Unfortunately, there is no online donation page just yet, but it will hopefully be running in the future. Even if you can't contribute to the Marine Centre's efforts, it is always helpful to raise awareness of the plastic pollution which is harming these amazing animals. The link is below if you want to check out the Atoll Volunteers packages for more information on how you can apply, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comments below.